Hello, everyone. Thank you for being punctual and for attending today's professional meeting. As we all know, Group 2 has just delivered a pitching presentation on the issue of plastic pollution, focusing on different levels of intervention, including personal behavior, industry collaboration, social nudging, and university policy. The purpose of today's meeting is to critically review their proposed solutions, assess their feasibility and effectiveness, and finally, agree on the most valuable solution within our context. Before we begin, I would like to briefly outline today's agenda. So, first, we will review each solution in detail, and then we would discuss feasibility, strengths, and limitations. And then we will make a collective decision on the best solution. Finally, we would suggest possible follow up actions. Here, if everyone agrees with the agenda, no more doubts, we shall proceed accordingly. And now, let us move on to the first agenda item, which is reviewing the solutions. Group 2 presented four different solutions, so to ensure a balanced discussion, I will invite each participant to comment on one solution, followed by brief responses or questions from others if necessary. Let us first begin with solution 1, personal actions. Chen Lizheng, please share your evaluation.
Thank you, Chairperson. Overall, I believe the personal action approach provides a strong moral and educational foundation for tackling plastic pollution. The presenter effectively highlighted how everyday actions, such as carrying reusable bottles, refusing disposable items, and sorting waste, can reduce plastic waste at the source. One strength of this solution is that it empowers individuals and promotes environmental awareness. It encourages people to take responsibility for their own consumption habits, which is essential for long-term sustainability. However, I would also like to raise a concern. This solution relies heavily on self-discipline and personal motivation. In reality, many individuals are aware of the problem, but still prioritize convenience. Without external support or incentives, behavioral change may not be consistent or long-lasting. Therefore, while I see this as a necessary starting point, I feel it may be insufficient on its own to produce large-scale impact.
Okay, thank you, Chen, for your detailed analysis. Before moving on, would anyone like to respond or add a brief comment on the solution?
Well, if I may add, I agree that personal actions are important, but they often work best when combined with institutional support, such as policies or incentives.
Okay, thank you so much for the input. Let us now proceed to solution 2, industry collaboration. Zheng Qiuyan, please.
Okay, thank you, Wan Qianzhi. I find the Green Delivery Alliance proposal particularly innovative. It addresses plastic pollution at a systemic level by involving business and delivery platforms and the customers. The return for reward mechanism is especially effective in transforming waste into value and encouraging repact participation. Another strength is scalability. Since delivery networks already exist, the model could potentially be expanded across cities. However, I do see some limitations. This solution requires strong coordination among multiple stakeholders, including companies, customers, and the regulators. The initial cost of redesigning packaging and the logistic could discourage participation, especially for smaller business. In addition, implementation may take time, which means the environmental impact may not be immediately. And overall, it is promising long-term solution, but it may not be the most practical option in the university setting.
All right, thank you for your thoughtful evaluation. So, does anyone have a question or response regarding this solution?
Okay, I agree with Zheng Qiuyan. While the idea is excellent, it seems more suitable for national or corporate level initiatives rather than student-led implementation.
Okay, thank you, Chen. That is a good point. And now let us move on to solution 3, social behavior nudging. Wang Jiahao, please proceed.
Thank you. I find this solution particularly interesting because it focuses on the psychological gap between intention and action. Many people want to behave sustainably but simply forget or are influenced by convenience. By redesigning environments with reminders, refill stations, and visual cues, this solution makes sustainable behavior the default choice. Its biggest advantage is that it is low cost, flexible, and easy to implement. However, I would like to point out that behavioral nudging often produces gradual results, means that measuring its effectiveness can be challenging, as changes in behavior may not be immediately visible. In my opinion, this approach works best as a supporting strategy rather than a standalone solution.
All right, thank you so much for your clear explanation. Now, let us move on to the final solution, solution 4, university policy with reward system. Zhou Sizhe, please go ahead.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I strongly believe this solution is the most practical and actionable with university context. By introducing a reward-based system, the policy directly encourages students and staff to reduce plastic use and recycle more effectively. One major advantage is that it combines motivation with structure instead of relying solely on awareness. It uses incentives such as points, discounts, and recognition to sustain participation. In addition, the system allows for clear measurement of outcomes, such as the number of bottles recycled or participations involved. This makes it easier to evaluate success and make improvements. Overall, I believe its solution offers the best balance between feasibility, effectiveness, and sustainability. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Joe, and thank you all for your detailed and thoughtful evaluations. So far, we have reviewed each solutions individually, and at this stage, I would like us all to focus more specifically on feasibility, particularly within a university context. I would like to invite everyone to share their views on which solution is the most realistic to implement in the short to medium term and why. Here, Chen Lizheng, would you like to begin first?
Okay, from a feasibility perspective, I believe the university policy with a reward system is the most practical option. Unlike industry collaboration, it does not rely on external complaints or large-scale negotiations. Universities already have administrative structures, student databases, and communication platforms that can support such a system. In addition, students are more likely to respond positively to incentives rather than strict regulations. A reward-based approach encourages voluntary participation while still guiding behavior in a desired direction. This makes implementation smoother and reduces resistance.
All right, thank you for that clear explanation. And now, Zheng Qiuyan, do you share the same view or would you like to offer a different perspective?
Yes, I largely agree with Chen Zhen's point. When comparing feasibility, we must consider time, resource, and authority. The university has direct authority over campus policies, which gives Solution 4 a clear advantage. That said, I think it is also important to consider sustainability in the long run. While rewards are effective initially, the university should ensure that the system does not become too costly or dependent on material incentives alone. Perhaps combine reward with awareness would help maintain long-term engagement.
Okay, that is a valuable point regarding sustainability. Wang Jiahao, what are your thoughts on feasibility?
In my opinion, solution 4 is indeed the most feasible, but I would like to emphasize the importance of integration. A reward system works best when it is supported by behavioral nudging strategy, such as reminders, signage, and convenient recycling facilities. For example, if students are encouraged to recycle, but bins are hard to find, participation will decrease. Therefore, feasibility is not only about policy design, but also about how the environment supports the policy. If these elements are well integrated, then implementation will be much more effective.
Wow, okay, that is a very excellent observation. And now, Zhou Sizhe, would you like to add to this discussion?
Yeah, I agree with the points but so far. What makes the university policy solution especially feasible is that it can be implemented in phase. For example, the university could start with a pilot program in one faculty or residential area before expanding campus-wide. And this phased approach reduces risks, allows for adjustments, and help gather feedback from students. Compared to industrial collaboration, which requires long-term planning and coordination, its solution can show result much sooner.
All right, thank you. So now, based on everyone's input, it is clear that solution 4 stands out in terms of feasibility, especially when supported by environmental design and phased implementation. And now let us move on to the next agenda item, which is decision making. So far, I would like to thank everyone for the constructive and in-depth discussion. So based on our evaluation of feasibility, effectiveness, and relevance to the university context, it is clear that there is a strong agreement among the members. The solution that stands out is Solution 4, University Policy with a Reward System. So, before we formally confirm this decision, I would like to invite each participant to briefly state whether they support this conclusion, and if so, explain their reason. Chen Lizheng, may we start with you?
Okay, I fully support the decision to select solution 4. In my view, this solution provides a structured and realistic approach that goes beyond awareness alone. By combining incentives with policy support, it encourages consistent participation and long-term behavioral change. This makes it the most reliable option among the four.
All right. Thank you so much for your confirmation. And Zheng Qiuyan, please share your thoughts.
I also approve of this decision. Compared to the another solutions, the university policy approach has clear authority and fewer implementation barriers. Most importantly, it allows for monitoring and adjustment over time, which is essential for suitability. And therefore, I believe it is the most suitable choice in our context.
Okay, thank you so much for the sharing. And Wang Jiahao, what is your view?
I agree with the final decision as well. What I appreciate most about this solution is its flexibility. It can incorporate behavioral nudging, awareness campaigns, and environmental design alongside rewards. This integrated approach increases its effectiveness and ensures that the policy is not implemented in isolation.
All right, thank you so much. And Zhou Sizhe, how about you? What is your thoughts?
Well, I strongly support choosing solution 4. It offers immediate applicability and align well with student behavior on campus. The reward system not only motivates action, but also creates a positive culture around sustainability. Overall, I believe it delivers both short-term impact and long-term benefits.
Okay. So far, thank you all for your clear approvals. Since there are no more objections and the full agreement has been reached, I would like to formally confirm that Solution 4, University Policy with a Reward System, is unanimously approved as the most valuable and effective solution. We shall now proceed to our final agenda item, the suggested actions. So now that we have agreed on the most effective solutions, I would like us to focus on practical follow-up actions. The goal here is to translate our decision into realistic steps. I would like to invite suggestions from everyone on how this solution could be implemented effectively. To begin, I suggest launching a polite reward system in selected campus areas, such as libraries or cafeterias. 周四哲, would you like to share your thoughts?
Sure, I agree with starting a pilot program. In addition, I believe student organizations and clubs should be actively involved in promoting the initiative. Students are most likely to participate if they see their peers supporting the program. We could also introduce friendly competitions between faculties or residential colleges, which will make participation more engaging and visible.
Okay, thank you, Zhou. And Chen Lizheng, would you like to add to this?
Okay, yes, thank you. I think regular feedback and evaluation sessions are essential. For example, the university could publish monthly reports showing how much plastic waste has been reduced. This transparency helps participants see the impact of their actions and keeps motivation high. Additionally, rewards do not always have to be material. Certificates, public recognition, or digital badges could also be effective and cost efficient.
Okay, that is also a very good suggestion. And Zheng Qiuyan, how about your thoughts?
I would like to suggest integrating the reward system into existing university app or student portals. It would make participation more convenient and reduce administrative workload. Furthermore, combine the policy with educational workshops or some seasons for new students could help establish sustainable habits from the beginning of university life.
All right, that is also excellent point. And finally, Wang Jiahao, please share your views.
I would like to emphasize the importance of accessibility and visibility. Recycling points, refill stations, and reward collection areas should be clearly marked and easy to access. Without this, even the best policy may not achieve its full potential. And in addition, I believe periodic campaigns such as Green Week or campus cleanup days could reinforce the policy and remind students of its importance. And these activities also help maintain long-term engagement beyond the initial launch.
Okay, thank you, Wang Jiahao, and thank you all for those insightful contributions. These suggestions clearly demonstrate how the chosen solution can be strengthened through collaboration, communication, and continuous improvement. Here, before we conclude, I would like to take a moment to summarize today's meeting. We began by reviewing 4 proposed solutions addressing plastic pollution, each targeting a different level of society. Through professional discussion and critical evaluation, we assessed their strengths, limitations, and feasibility. After careful consideration, we reached an unanimous decision to support the university policy with a reward-based system as the most suitable solution within our context. I would like to sincerely thank all the participants for their valuable insights, respectful interaction, and professional attitude throughout the meeting. Your contributions have demonstrated strong analytical thinking and effective communication skills. So far, if there are no further comments or questions, this meeting is now adjourned. Thank you once again for your time and participation. Wish you all have a pleasant day.